We begin with section 1 of the high velocity IT course. In this section, we will focus on the high velocity nature of the digital enterprise. We will understand terms such as digital organization, high velocity IT, digital transformation, IT transformation, digital products, digital technology. Also understand when transformation to HVIT is desirable and feasible, because certain organizations may not want to switch to HVIT. We will also understand the 5 high velocity IT objectives such as valuable investments, fast development, resilient operations, value co-creation, and assured conformance. We begin our journey with the high velocity IT course and concepts. Firstly, let us understand what a digital organization is. A digital organization is one where digital technology enables them to do business significantly differently or do significantly different business. Please note these concepts very carefully, because in the exam you may have questions regarding application of these concepts or examples which demonstrate the understanding of these concepts throughout the course, that is. Digital organization is therefore a digitally enabled organization. Digital technology in such organizations is a significant enabler for internal processes, which means digital organizations require digital technologies. And such technologies are often part of their products and services, which enable their internal processes. And digital technology is also a strategic part of the business model in digital organizations. And this digital technology is used for primary activities, not just the backend or supporting activities, which means digital is part of the culture. Let us look at some examples of digital organizations. You will find this under supporting materials in the learning management system. A few examples. A company enabling online food ordering as part of their preferences, meaning the customers may order food as per their preferences. For example, they may be able to select healthy options or Indian spicy food. Another example of a digital organization, a company enabling online cab booking as per the customer's preferences, like economy, premium, etc. A bank enabling a user to transfer money as part of their preferences, for example, instant transfer, delayed transfers. An airline allowing users to select flights and book tickets. An organization's customer support uses chatbots or even responds intelligently by applying cognitive or human recognition technology, human language recognition technology, that is. A stockbroking company dealing in physical shares applying artificial intelligence to predict stock prices for its customers. These are some good examples of digital organizations, which means in all these cases, use of digital technology has been done to do the business in a different way. So either do the different business in a different way or do a significantly different business. That is what a digital organization does, which means just saving data in a database does not make an organization digital. This is just the use of IT or digital technology. Let us practice a sample question from the official Axelos sample question paper for HVIT. Question number 1. A banking organization has moved the majority of its services online and is closing down its branch offices. What is this an example of? Digital organization, safety culture, high velocity IT, or continuous delivery? Some of these terms have not been studied yet. So far, we have studied only what A is, digital organization is. Is it A? Probably yes, because a digital organization is an organization that is enabled by digital technology to do business significantly differently or to do significantly different business. And if you look at the question, it mentions that the bank has moved most of its services online and closing down its branch offices, which is a significant way of doing business, different way of doing business, that is. Therefore, the answer would be most probably A. Let us look at the other options. Safety culture, this is different. It is about the shared beliefs, perceptions, and values that an organization fosters. So, therefore, it is not about the use of technology. Safety culture is a climate in which people are comfortable being and expressing themselves. Option C, high velocity IT, which we will look at in a moment in this course. This type of change to HVIT is focused on business enablement, in which speed is a consideration, but in the situation, there is no indication that speed is a consideration. High velocity IT is the application of digital technology for significant business enablement where time to market, time to customer, time to change, and speed in general are crucial. Continuous delivery, that relates to how software is released. Continuous delivery means the built software can be released to production at any time, which means if there is continual delivery, it can also maybe enable continuous deployment, which means automated deployments. Therefore, the correct answer here is A, digital organization. Let us continue to the next concept, high velocity IT. It is the application of digital technology for significant business enablement, where speed is crucial. It is not restricted to fast development. High velocity is required from innovation through development and operations to actually realizing value, which means the speed is not just for development, but from the start until the end or on an ongoing basis. From innovation to development to operations and until the value is realized. Let us break it down into smaller parts. Time to market, time to customer, and time to change and speed are critical, not just for development, but for the complete value chain, innovation to value realization. Everything need not be high velocity, but customer facing usually should be. Each organization needs to have their own velocity, as high is not always better. Some organizations may prefer to work at a slightly slower speed. Warranty should not be compromised for high velocity. Velocity comes with cost and risks, more so if it is a steep change. Some risks are taken consciously and some unconsciously, which means the faster an organization changes, the more the risks it will have. Other priorities, cultural changes, challenges of the cultural changes, and investment return concerns may result in organization not opting for high velocity approach, though it results in digital enablement. So it is possible that due to other priorities, challenges, and concerns, an organization may not prefer to move to high velocity for some time until it is really necessary. Let us now practice a sample question related to high velocity IT. Question number 6 from the sample paper from Axelos. Which statement about high velocity IT is correct? It requires continuous deployment. It always considers time as a measure. It relates only to product warranty. It is always a worthwhile investment. You might recollect this just a while ago, we have seen the importance of speed in high velocity IT. And we see that in option B. Therefore, B is most likely to be correct. Option A, continuous deployment, though that may be the aim of organization looking to increase velocity, it is not a requirement. Because it may not be practically possible for companies constrained by regulatory or other challenges to go into continuous deployment. And continuous deployment means changes go through the pipeline and are automatically put into the production environment, enabling multiple production deployments per day. So it is about automating the release of software into the production environment or other environments. Option B is correct because high velocity IT is the application of digital technology for significant business enablement where time to market, time to customer, time to change, and speed in general are crucial. High velocity IT does not relate only to the product warranty. It does equate to high performance in general, but does not come at the expense of the utility or the warranty of the solution. Option D, High velocity IT indeed does provide many organizations with higher degrees of digital enablement and could be a worthwhile investment, but it may not always be a prudent or practical investment because for some organizations, it does not make sense to undertake such a transformation as they may have other higher priorities. Let us look at some examples of HVIT, high velocity IT. Applying Agile to deliver features soon after they are requested. Applying DevOps to automatically deliver frequently via continuous deployment. Therefore, as we see in the two examples above, the focus in HVIT is on speed. The next concept is about digital transformation. Digital transformation is the use of digital technology that enables a significant improvement in the realization of an organization's objectives not feasible non-digitally. Previously, we have seen that digital organizations are enabled due to digital technology, but it is about an organization which does business in a significantly different way or does a significantly different business. Whereas the transformation is a key word here, which means the use of digital technology to enable the significant improvement by which the organization realizes its objectives which were not possible before non-digitally. The transformation means a major change. So a normal organization which may want to become a digital organization must undergo digital transformation. And for that purpose, it may apply high velocity IT. The change or transformation could be to customer experience, CX, products, services, the business model, operating model, meaning the value streams, the service value chain, and employee experience or EX. But could be agile and incremental. It often includes major investments in digitizing, robotizing, or automation. It often requires organizational change because digital solutions are used in a different way. IT and business can transform separately, known as IT transformation and business transformation. Or they could be holistically transformed together, which is known as digital transformation or digitizing. The products, services, management practices, and most resources can be transformed. And IT and business management can also be merged as part of the overall digital transformation. Let us look at some examples of digital transformation. An organization moving from a physical to an online store to expand presence, which means it is becoming a digital organization but has to undergo digital transformation. A regular cab operator introduces a mobile app for cab bookings, which means it is becoming a digital organization but as a result of this digital transformation. A university making a shift from classroom to online training, meaning it's becoming a digital organization, but this example is about transforming to become a digital organization. So it's a major change which is not possible non-digitally. In all the three examples, we see the use of digital, online store, mobile app, online learning. It is not just the IT department, but the entire organization transforming digitally. When only the IT department is transforming, it is known as IT transformation. But this is an overall business transformation in a digital manner. Therefore, it is digital transformation. If the business was transforming in some other way, for example, in a process way, we could call it process transformation. We will look at some more examples when we compare IT transformation and digital transformation later on. Let us practice a question on digital transformation. Number 22. An organization has invested heavily in automation so they can significantly increase the speed of the processing and shipment of customer orders. What is this an example of? When I look at the word speed, I am immediately reminded of high velocity IT. However, I will be cautious to look at the complete question. In this case, the organization has invested heavily in automation to increase their speed for the processing and shipment of customer orders. Are they digital organization? Seems to be, because when they're using automation, they're going, if the automation is using digital technology, then it is a digital organization. They're trying to become a digital organization. Because they want to increase the speed, it is definitely an example of high velocity IT. But it's also mentioning that there is a heavy investment in automation, which seems that they are trying to transform the business to improve the speed for the customer orders in a significant manner. So all the elements are here in this. The options are continuous delivery, digital product, IT transformation, digital transformation. If we had high velocity IT here, then it could be a case of high velocity IT also, depending on what the question is exactly asking. But because we don't have that option, it could be easier to answer this question. The options are continuous delivery, digital product, IT transformation, and digital transformation. Continuous delivery is about how the software is released. It means the built software can be released to production anytime. And if necessary, that can also be automated. Option B, digital product. This is not the automation. The question is about the investment in automation. The automation itself is not a digital product, but it is used to speed up the shipment of product. And so we don't know whether the automation is being done using a digital product or not. A product is digital when digital technology plays a significant role in its goods, resources, or associated service interactions of the product. IT transformation is focused on how IT services and information systems are developed, run, and supported. But the question is indicating more about use of automation to how the business services are handled, not IT services are handled. So it cannot be C. Digital transformation, however, because it involves the use of digital technology to enable a significant improvement in the realization of an organization's objectives that could not have been achieved by non-digital ways, therefore this seems to indicate digital transformation. The objective being faster processing of the customer's orders. And using a digital way. And even though we do not see that something digital product has been used, but this is the closest answer to the question. Because digital transformation generally uses digitizing, robotizing, and other forms of automation. The moment we see the word automation, it is quite likely that digital technology is used, which means digital transformation is being done. Automation may be hardly possible through non-digital ways or it may not be possible through manual ways, definitely. Next, we look at the concept of information technology. Please note that this is not part of the exam syllabus. However, we will look at this briefly because it's generally an important term. Information technology, the application of digital technology to store, retrieve, transmit, and manipulate data processing, often in the context of a business or other kind of organization. So if you look at this definition here, it is more technical. Storing, retrieving, transmitting, and manipulating data in a business situation, and use of digital technology for these purposes. In IT, it means making information available to end users is the end goal. This can be in the form of numbers or text on a screen, but also be in other ways such as moving location on a map, for which IT will be used. The information delivered from this traditional automated information system is mainly used by organizations for internal decision making. This is the primary function of information to reduce uncertainty. The value of information is only realized when decisions that have been informed and improved by information are acted upon. Please do note that there is a difference between information technology and digital technology and operational technology. We will look at the definition of digital technology soon, which indicates that digital technology is used to convert something from analog to digital, from non-digital to digital. But information technology is use of the digital technology. So IT uses DT to store, retrieve, transmit, and manipulate data. So please note the difference carefully because in the exam, digital technology is part of the exam syllabus. We'll cover a few more terms. Operational technology, this is also not included in the exam syllabus. So just briefly, we will touch upon this. This is the application of digital technology for detecting or causing changes in physical devices through monitoring and or control. For example, automatically closing a physical valve, automatically detecting a problem in a system, and taking an action. Those are known as operational technologies. Therefore, generally when information technology and operating technology are combined, we get something known as Internet of Things or IoT. Operational technology differs from information technology in that it uses digitized data as an internal means to a physical goal rather than for the goal of making information available to users. It refers to physical devices such as valves and pumps in which digitized data is used to take physical action, for example, opening a valve or closing a valve, or starting a fire alarm, or stopping a fire alarm. OT devices are as small as the engine control module of a car or as a large distributed control network for a national electricity grid. The collective industrial control systems refer to systems such as SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition, distributed control systems, DCS, remote terminal units, RTUs, and programmable logic controllers, PLCs, as well as dedicated networks and organization units. For example, in a steel factory, there may be digital controllers which use operational technology to feed in certain quantity of raw material for steel production. Digital technology, an important term. For the exam, just like digital organization, high velocity IT, digital transformation. Digital technology is technology that digitizes something. Digitization is the process of transforming something from analog form to digital form, in other words, expressed in binary digits. Digital technology includes IT and OT, both. IT is storing, retrieving, transmitting, and manipulating of data, whereas OT is using the data to take physical action, meaning operational technology is using the data to take physical action. IT creates value when someone acts on a decision made using their data. While IT does fetch data, but the value of IT is realized only when the data is used to make a decision or for some other purpose. And similarly, OT, because it is used to uses data to take physical action, it can be used to control the engine of a car or to control the national electricity grid, etc. So digital technology uses both IT and OT. IT provides users with information. OT detects or changes the state of physical devices. And in the recent years, IoT uses the combination of IT and OT. So IoT is one value outcome of digital technology, which is the combination of IT and OT. Let us look at some examples of IT and digital technology. Information technology has been in place since several decades. It is not new. For example, large organizations storing and processing their data electronically. So it is about data, which is used for other purposes, such as making decisions or making money transfers, for example. However, information technology uses certain digital technology like databases, data encryption, data packaging, data transmission protocols like TCP, IP, etc. Please also do note that digital technology uses IT as well as OT. Digital technology has also been in place since decades. So things like databases, which um, which use digital technology to store information, retrieve information, have been in place since decades. However, in the recent years, there are newer digital technologies like cloud technology, AI, continuous deployment tools like Chef, Ansible, Puppet, continuous integration tools like Jenkins, Bamboo, etc., container management tools like Docker, Vagrant, etc. Let us continue with more concepts. The next is IT transformation. Where business and IT are regarded as separate organizational functions, IT transformation can be used to denote major change to improve how IT services are provided. It is about how IT systems and services are developed, run, and supported. If IT is not separate from the business, then there is no clear distinction between digital transformation and IT transformation. Yes, so generally, traditionally, IT has been separate from the business operations. So you could distinguish between the digital transformation of the business and IT transformation of the IT department. But if there is no such separation, then we cannot distinguish between IT or digital transformation. Both of them would mean the same. Let us consider an example of IT transformation as compared to digital transformation. You might recall that we have already understood the concept of digital transformation. So let's look at that example first. In digital transformation, the entire organization, not just IT department, using automation to respond significantly faster to customer orders. This is digital transformation. IT transformation is the IT department, not the entire organization. For example, the IT department may apply site reliability engineering to increase performance and resilience of IT systems. At this moment, please note that SRE or site reliability engineering is used to increase the performance and resilience or stability of IT systems. We will understand in more detail what SRE is afterwards in this course. Let us practice a sample question on IT transformation as compared to digital transformation. Number 10. A centralized IT department is adopting site reliability engineering to increase the resilience and performance of IT systems. What is this an example of? High velocity IT, digital technology, IT transformation, digital transformation. Note carefully the use of the word IT department, which gives me a hint that it could be IT transformation, but let's check it out. High velocity IT. And the question specifies the use of SRE to increase the resilience and performance of IT systems. High velocity IT, if you remember, enables faster time to market, time to customer, time to change, which means speed is more crucial. And by speed, a significant enablement of business occurs. Therefore, this is not an example of high velocity IT because SRE increases the resilience and performance of IT systems and not the speed. Digital technology um, is different. SRE is an approach, it's not a technology. The site reliability engineering is an approach which applies a software development mindset to IT operations and helps to bridge the gap between development and operations. Whereas digital technology digitizes something, which means it converts analog to digital. Therefore, this is not digital either. It is more about increasing the resilience and performance of IT systems. IT transformation. You might recollect that IT transformation is focused on how IT services and information systems are developed, run, and supported. And the question, we definitely see a centralized IT department. And in organizations where IT and business are separate organizational functions, IT transformation is about major changes that improve how the IT services are provided by the IT department or the IT service provider. And the SRE is an example of IT operations to increase the resilience and performance of IT systems. So definitely this is a case of IT transformation and not something else, because it is indeed focusing on the change the IT department is bringing in to the IT operations using SRE. Because IT transformation focuses on how IT services and information systems are developed, run, and supported. In this case, increasing the resilience and performance of IT systems. Digital transformation, if you recollect, it involves the use of digital technology to make a significant improvement in the realizations of an organization's objectives, which cannot be achieved by non-digital ways. And this one is not about the organization, but just the central IT department. Therefore, D is also incorrect. Let us look at some visuals to understand the difference between IT transformation and digital transformation. In the first model here at the top, we see IT management and business management separate. Business management has its own business resources and products and services. IT has its own IT resources, products and services, and they need to work with each other properly to enable the business objectives or to achieve the business objectives. IT transformation is changing just the IT part. There is still no integration between IT and business. So it's the same as model 1 in model 2. However, we see a slight difference on the left side on the IT management, where IT resources and products and services may have been modified as compared to model 1. And in model number 3, we see digital transformation where we don't see IT and business separate, but we see a single digital business management organization with its own resources and own products and services. Some of the resources could be analog, but the products and services are digital. Let us look at some examples of 4 sourcing models for an IT function. They could have a decentralized IT, meaning each business unit can have its own IT. In the picture earlier, we have seen a single IT department connecting to the business, but each business unit can have its own separate IT. That is known as decentralized IT. Or there could be a centralized IT provider for all the business units. Or IT could be the shared service integrator to all business units, meaning the IT doesn't provide services, but the services are provided by other parties, and IT just integrates those services and presents them to the business. The service provider themselves may be internal or external. And when we have integrated IT, then each business unit has its own IT. However, please note the difference between decentralized IT and integrated IT. In decentralized, there is a business unit which connects to its IT with its own IT, but in integrated, though each business has its own IT, but the business and IT are combined together into a single organization for each business unit. So there is no separating boundary line between the business unit and IT within integrated IT. So let's look at a picture of that. Decentralized at the top, we have different business units with their own IT service departments or providers. At the bottom, we have the integrated IT. We are showing again the separate business units, but if you look at this picture carefully, it shows that the business and IT are combined into an integrated unit. Unlike the decentralized at the top, where the IT provider and the BU are not combined. And in between, we have the IT as a centralized service provider, meaning the services, there are several services which are provided by a single provider to various business units. And then this service provider, when they become an integrator, they may not provide any services, or they may provide some services, but there are services provided by other providers as well. Some of them could be internal service providers, some external. And this centralized IT integrator is a front-ending phase to all the business units. Let us continue. When is transformation desirable and feasible? Transformation is a major change, but can be agile and incremental. Some organizations need smaller improvements, not transformation, because transformation involves costs and risks. When is transformation appropriate or okay to do? When the funding is available, when there is a clear return on investment, when the transformation fits the organization's risk appetite, because transformations are risky and involve money, when other resources are available for the transformation, and when the transformation fits the organization's culture. These are the various situations where transformation can be done. Let us practice a question on this concept of when transformation should be done. Number 30, Which statement is correct when considering a transformation to high velocity IT? A. It is acceptable to take risks which may lead to competitive advantage. When high velocity IT focuses on using data to improve the performance of physical devices, when the impact on the culture of the organization does not need to be considered, when risks can be minimized by making a significant change rather than incremental improvements. Which of these situations are conducive to transform to high velocity IT? Option A. Transforming to high velocity IT, is it okay when it is acceptable to take risks which may lead to competitive advantage? Yes, indeed. There may be situations where risks are consciously taken in order to gain or retain competitive advantage. So A seems to be the likely answer. Can transformation to HVIT be done when the data is used to improve the performance of physical devices? This is incorrect because this is associated with operational technology, which is the application of digital technology for detecting or causing changes in physical devices through monitoring and or control. Option C. Can an organization transform to HVIT when the impact of culture need not be considered? This is definitely incorrect because there might be an impact on the culture of the organization. An organization may choose not to increase the velocity because they think the amount of cultural change involved would be too difficult to achieve or unlikely to generate an acceptable return on investment. Option D. Risks can be minimized by making significant change rather than incremental improvements. This is incorrect because increasing velocity involves cost and risks, and the risks are more when the change is steep or significant as compared to gradual incremental improvements. Therefore, the correct answer remains A. Let us now understand the 5 high velocity IT objectives. They are valuable investments, fast development, resilient operations, value co-creation, and assured conformance. The full ITIL for HVIT syllabus also includes content on how various practices contribute to these objectives. What are these high velocity IT objectives? The first one is valuable investments. It focuses on value. It is about strategically innovative and effective application of IT to become an HVIT organization. Identify and justify investments that make a significant contribution to business strategy. Utility determines potential value. Warranty ensures potential value is not adversely affected. Research and development of products in terms of profitability may be required to decide on valuable investments. Just like identification and justifying the investments which make significant contribution to business strategy, or applying strategically innovative technologies to IT to become high velocity. And valuable investments is also about evaluating products and services in terms of profitability and continually reevaluate and identify better alternatives. So it's a decision making objective, whether investments are valuable or not, by looking at strategic innovation, identifying investments, justifying investments which make significant contributions to the business, performing research and development as to which are more profitable products and services, and continuously evaluating products and services for their profitability. The next objective is the fast development. As the name indicates, it's about realizing new and improved digital products and services frequently, quickly, and reliably. The sooner products are delivered, the sooner value can be realized. Fast return on investment comes from fast time to market and time to customer. One way to deliver fast is to break products into small increments and work in an agile way. Frequent iterative delivery. That is, delivery must be reliable as well as fast. This can include recovery as well as reliability, meaning able to recover fast as well as being more reliable, meaning there is less chances of failure. Fast development has no intrinsic value as such or on its own. The value actually comes from the use of the product and service being developed. However, the business may require the fast development in order to promote faster time to market and faster time to apply and use the product or service. Another objective is that of resilient operations. It ensures that digital products are highly available for use. Availability, that is. The potential value can only be realized when products are usable, for which they need to be resilient. The warranty, that is. The warranty reduces the risks to the utility or functionality and therefore reduces the value leakage. IT systems are complex, so guarantees are an illusion. The emphasis is on restoring the service quickly rather than preventing failures because complex systems are bound to fail. Resiliency can be measured in terms of availability, performance, and security, and even continuity. Availability is the percentage uptime. It must be understood in terms of impact of the uptime and the downtime. Performance is, for example, time for a page to load or time taken by a query to execute and provide results of the query or time taken for a process to complete and maybe produce a report. Security is about coverage and effectiveness of the security controls. Value co-creation is another objective, which comes from the effective interaction between the service provider and consumer. Value is co-created when people or things act on decisions that have been improved by information derived from information systems. Users must understand digital products in terms of business process, understand the functionality, interpret the information, make decisions, and act to create value or to co-create value. Value co-creation includes value for all stakeholders, though customer is of prime importance, but value needs to be co-created even for the service provider, the employees, partners, suppliers, etc. Regulators as well, if they are involved. Assured conformance is another objective. Service provision and consumption comply with corporate and regulatory directives for governance, risk, and compliance. Digital organizations may use different ways to fulfill these requirements. High velocity is often associated with taking risks. The biggest risk is often not taking a risk itself, but risks must be justified. Governing body must be assured that directives have been followed while risks are taken. Must understand governance constraints and how to act. Governance is the overall direction provided by the topmost body in the organization. Assured conformance helps peace of mind for people who own the GRC, meaning governance, risk, and compliance. Let us consider some examples of the application of the 5 high velocity IT objectives. Valuable investments. An example could be deciding whether it is worth investing in AI for intelligent customer support with minimum human intervention. Remember, valuable investment is about making decisions on what to invest, how much to invest, depending on the benefits of the investment to move towards high velocity IT. Fast development is another objective. An example of using this objective could be using agile delivery approach, DevOps, Lean, etc. Examples of resilient operations objective could be usage of DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, site reliability engineering. An example of meeting the value co-creation objective could be by increasing the user base, because the user base is the value statement or the value proposition. And this could be done by moving to cloud technology, as internal environment currently supports only a limited user base. Examples of assured conformance for HVIT could be through audits, automated controls, DevSecOps, and other examples possible.